Hello?
Okay.
Yeah, hello, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
This is.
Oh man, I'm bumping your track right now, man. What's up,
Oh,
Lynx?
man, I hear what's going on, bro.
I'm good, man. How you been, man?
Pretty good, man. Just busy, you know.
So how's the music thing going for you, man? Like you entering a lane that a lot of people are not in.
No, it's going really well for me. I have a lot of interviews, right now I'm doing a lot of recording because I'm working on the album. So there's a lot of, you know how that goes, preparation, trying to make sure you have the right song, the right material. And it's just, since it deals with a lot of live instruments, a lot of sessions with different musicians. So it's a long process, but it's a beautiful thing because you get to piece it together from a scratch track, from just an acapella to that.
Yeah. So do you feel like Hispanic music is more like it's original? It has sounds, it has instruments, like you said, it has all these things. While certain other genres, they have like basic beat machines and stuff
they
like
can
that.
be a little computer, like it's all computer and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not necessarily. It's not a bad thing, but I do feel like I grew up listening to a lot of Spanish music, so it was all about live instruments. And my father, he's very big on that type of stuff. He's always I'm a very big Eminem fan and whatnot.
Yeah,
listening to Tupac as well. So my father, old school strict Spanish fathers, Latin fathers, he was like, "Oh man, that's not real music.
Yeah.
This is real music." So I grew up around that type of music, but when I was young, I didn't really fully appreciate it as much. I just felt like, oh, that's family music. When I'm at family parties, I'll hear that type of music. Or when my dad, one Saturday morning, he's playing merengue or something, and then he's like, "Hey, you want some mango, some breakfast in there?" But I do feel like the Latin, that type of music, whether it's bachata, salsa, merengue, I do feel like there's a lot of originality in it because of the melodies could be different, the styles. Musicians have different styles, believe it or not. So I do feel like it's pretty original.
Yeah, like honestly, I understand where you're coming from the whole family thing, because like I'm part Hispanic too. So like when my mom like plays some Jerry Rivera and stuff like that, like oh man, some Mark Anthony and stuff like that, like oh man, but like at the time I'm like, oh, what is this? Because I'm half African American too, so I'm like, oh man, I don't know what he's saying, blah blah blah. But when you hear like Hector Lavoe and stuff like that, you're like, oh man.
Salsa. So you grew up around a lot of salsa music.
Yeah, man. The Puerto Ricans love salsa music, man. Like I'm not even trying to generalize it, but my grandma, like everybody loves that, man. Tito Puente, all that, man.
See, those are some legends right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Mentioning is legends.
Exactly, man. So, like, where you from per se? So, like, the guests can know exactly like where you're from, like your family background, and like if you're from like New York City or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm from the Bronx, New York.
Okay.
And my father, he's Dominican Republic, and my mother is from Ecuador.
Okay.
So it's a very when I mention it to my Latin friends, they're like, "What? It's an odd mix." But the thing is, I've learned to appreciate it. The fact that I can, I grew up from being able to to experience different cultures. Dominicans and Ecuadorians are completely different. So I got to visit both countries. I was able to appreciate the foods, and just the way they speak Spanish. When other people that are, non-Latinos, they look at us, they be like, oh, they just speak Spanish.
Yeah, exactly.
But there is a difference.
There's a difference, yeah. And there's a difference in our slang and everything,
Exactly. So, I have my Dominican cousin, like, hey, loco, que lo que?
Yeah.
And then, my Ecuadorian cousin, they're like, hey, ñaño. Hey, he's like, oh, man. I was able to appreciate it, even though I do look more Dominican than anything. But I do appreciate it. I do appreciate the fact that I can learn from two different cultures.
So how do you feel like Hispanics are necessarily portrayed in like the media and like this country in general? Because like I see like there was a point in time when reggaeton popped off, 2008, 2007, 2006.
Boom,
around that
Daddy
time.
Yankee era,
Yeah, and that was the only image we was really seeing on TV of Hispanics, you know. And then like every time there's Hispanics on certain movies, they're the gangsters and they're this and they're that, you know. It's like it's never, you know, it's never enough like representation, real representation of what being Hispanic is.
I mean, I can tell you right off the bat, one of the things that does bother me, and I do feel like eventually it's gonna come around. I think it's also like in film, because you know, I don't feel like there is like a, you know, powerhouse, you know,
exactly,
like a Leonardo DiCaprio, but for us,
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
So, you know, like the same thing, like even in movies, you have like Latinos are typically always portrayed stereotype A, that's the janitor, or this is the dishwasher or something like that. Like, just I would love to see us having a role like some of these actors, you know.
Exactly. Like I seen it's a movie, I forgot what's it called, but like he's with his mom and like he's trying to like save his mom or whatever. His mom was a drug dealer. And stuff like that, and it just came out like a few years back, like 2, 3, 4 years back. It was the Spanish guy from Coach Carter, and
okay,
yeah, and I'm like, yo, like I can't portray him as something like more positive. Like, why do Spanish people gotta talk Spanish, talk fast, and just have guns and all that extra stuff? Like,
so it was like we're always put in a negative.
Yeah, like why is it
spotlight.
always negative? Why is the only Hispanics shown or essays and tatted up, and you know, it's not cool, man.
No, definitely it's not. But I mean, that's the thing that, like I said, eventually I feel like it's going to change, and the way the Anglo market views us. And then there's also like some other things that do bother me. Not necessarily their fault, but just like, let's say for example, I could be on a film or something.
Yeah.
And we're always called, no matter, I can be Dominican, Colombian, doesn't matter what it is, but they're always like, oh, look at this, you know, that's not a bad thing, but they always call us Mexican. Like, it's always the same thing. Like, you know, there are other Latinos, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But I feel like that's also, like, we also need to, like, make a push. We need to show them we're talented, that we're capable, that, so, you know, eventually it's going to come.
Yeah.
Who knows? I might get into acting, and I might become the next DiCaprio.
Yo, you got my thumbs up, yo. Like, I'm in the studio giving you a thumbs up right now, yo. Like, seriously, man. So like in the Hispanic origin, like, who do you necessarily look up to?
Musically?
Yeah, musically.
Well, I'm a big, I'm very big on lyricism as a composer. So my biggest inspiration musically are Romeo Santos, you know, from Aventura.
Oh yeah, oh man, he's dope.
Definitely, and also this guy's name is Mario Dom. He's part of a pop rock band named Camila. So in the Latin world, those two, because of the fact that they're great composers, they're always composing new songs and just keeping everything fresh. And I love the idea of doing a lot of original compositions, a lot of original songs, because you know, I've always said it. A lot of the things that's happening now in modern bachata is covers.
Yeah,
a lot of bachata covers.
I kind of noticed that.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people, they do it for whatever reason. You know, I don't know what, everyone has their own specific reason. But I feel like it kind of cheats the audiences a little bit, because they've heard it before. And then if they haven't heard it before, then just, I don't know, just tweet the original song or something, or you can do it live if you want. That's different. But I don't like the whole, you know, oh, check out my single, so on and so forth, because, you know, what are you? You know, what's your originality? What's your story?
Exactly.
You're telling me a story I've already heard. I want to hear what you have to say. What makes you different from everyone else?
Exactly.
So I feel like everyone's following a trend, and no one wants to, you know, create their own footpath, you know, their own path. Everyone's following footsteps, but not leading. So I wanted to do something different. I wanted to, you know, make my own, share my own story.
Own lane, right? Exactly. That makes sense, because like I hear the cover thing you talking about, like the song Paleta, for example. the song Paleta was a reggaeton song, right? And then it got turned into like 4 or 5 different songs, and I'm like, yo, I heard the original Paleta. Like, what is this? But I always got that notion with like Hispanic music, they would redo the same song at least 3 to 4 times. And I'm like, yo, so who gets the credit at the end of the day?
No, I don't blame you. You get tired of hearing the same thing over and over again. I'll share one story. One of the things that really bothered me, and which is why I'm really big, even more on just original compositions, is I remember on Twitter I saw this one guy. He was just talking bad about bachata in general. He was talking bad about Dominicans. He got to a point where he got a little racial on that, and and he was Colombian, and he said. I remember one of the tweets. It was in Spanish. He was basically saying, telling his Colombian people, "Oh, we need to protect our vallenatos." That's Colombian music. We need to protect our vallenatos before the Dominicans take it, and then kind of convert it, because a lot of traditional bachateros they'll take vallenatos and convert them into bachatas, which is kind of necessarily the same thing, a cover. And he also said, Dominicans can't write. I'm like, wow, okay, all right.
Overgeneralization, like that's all right,
let me take a deep breath here. Let me get it together. And then I said, no, I got to let them know. And I wrote them, and I did tell them, hey, I am Dominican. I do make bachata music, and I do write my own music. And he applauded me for that. But I do understand where he's coming from, in a way. Because it kind of cheapens the genre a little bit, and it kind of cheapens the artist. Exactly,
because it's like it's no originality, and it's like there's always been divisions with like certain forms of Hispanics. Like the South American Hispanics have problems with the Hispanics that was born in America. The Hispanics from the Caribbean have problems with the Hispanics that was born in America or born in South America, anything like that. It's always been some sort of division. Like, I know certain people, if I call you Puerto Rican right now, per se, and you're Dominican, you'd be like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's so much pride, but it's like, it's no one foundation. And it might be because of geography or, just like different cultures.
Or just silliness.
Yeah, exactly.
Ignorance. But, that's, what can you do? I do feel like eventually everything's going to come together and everybody's going to be one big family one day.
Yeah, so do you have any other like new work like going on? Any like tours you working on? Anything like that toward the future?
Actually, yesterday I released a new single.
Oh, okay.
It was Merengue.
Okay.
See, gotta go representing Dominicans.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
And I sing it. And it features a friend of mine. His name is Nathaniel, and Nathaniel, basically. And we just took apart this song. The song basically is called Como Antes. It's like basically the protagonist is saying everything is, he wishes that everything was the same, like how it was in the beginning of their relationship, because everything just completely changed.
Yeah.
And he's saying, what he misses, and he just wishes that he can go back to what it was before.
Yeah, that's how a lot of dudes be feeling, man.
Yeah, I mean, they won't tell you.
Yeah.
They're all like, yeah, man,
exactly.
I'm a man. I don't cry.
Oh,
and then when they go home,
I miss her, man. I miss her. And then, like, you check their phone, and it's just text messages from her or like, something like that.
Like, are you still there? You still got the same number? Like
still think about me, girl. So I actually got the song you're actually talking about. I'm actually gonna play it. Yeah, so like I'm glad you actually described it and stuff like that. It's dope in my perspective, so I'm allowed to listeners to listen to it and stuff like that. But before we get into that, like I really want to thank you for even like coming through to the show and calling in. Like this is beautiful. A lot of people wouldn't know, but like we went to the same high school, so this is amazing to me right now. Like
right.
This is mad dope, man. Like I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of all the moves you making and stuff like that, man. Like you're an inspiration, man. Like I don't even care if you come out with just one more song after this. Like it's just the idea of the work you putting in, man. It's amazing, man.
No, thank you, bro. I really appreciate that a lot. I mean, we've come a long way. I mean, I've sacrificed a lot to get to where I am. You know, just there's been nights where I don't go out to hang out. I don't go out to go to a club or whatever because this is it. Like, this is something that I really want. And, you know, just the fact that I'm able to, you know, inspire, you know, whether it be you or anyone else, that does motivate me a lot more because I feel like, you know, if they see me doing something with my life and they see me progressing and really, you know, busting my tail off, I feel like it's going to motivate them to pursue whatever their dream is. So, you know, somewhere down the line, you know, I do like my chances, and everything, you know, is just coming full circle now, and I know exactly what I want, my vision. So who knows? I can be on a Romeo Aventura level someday.
You never know.
And I'll still come back on this show.
Exactly. Like that's also what I wanted to say, man. You invited here anytime. You can come person, anything, man. Like definitely, man. Like I'm gonna keep that door open for you, man.
No, thank you. I appreciate it big time, seriously. And I thank you also for the opportunity for having me on here.
Yeah, you already know, man. Talent reaches to talent, man. This is amazing, man. I'm proud of you, and like I said, man, keep up the work, man.
ACS, right?
Yeah, man. Careers in sports, yo. They said we couldn't make it to nowhere. That's crazy.
Look at that. I'm over here recording with the guy from Aventura.
Exactly, man. You cinco la mañana in it right now. You in there, man. I'm proud of you, man. So, you know, be easy, man. Just, you know, stick to your craft. Like, please, man. Just we need more of that. All right, man.
Will do, man.
I'm going to play your track now. So, this is the Shoe Room only on OWWRNY.